presented by a bear.
Honestly, like coming into Bears, like after seeing the trailers for like about a couple months, my reaction to every single trailer for Bears has always been just nostalgic, going a bear, Bears, or Christopher Walken going, "This ain't over, Bears." But happy Earth Day, I guess, which is mainly the reason why I decided to see DisneyNature's Bears. I haven't seen a DisneyNature documentary in quite some time. Hi, man, I've always appreciated what Disney's done with this, with their sort of yearly documentary, and I'm always happy to support nature and the environment and whatnot. I recycle too, like any. But off the topic, that's a tangent for another time. But just to try to keep this short. I mean, the movie's only hour 20 minutes at best. It's up to par with like the usual Disney nature type stuff. I mean, they're always generally like well regarded. I think the only one that critics didn't like, I think there was African Cats. I have no idea why. I haven't seen the last couple of Disney nature documentaries since Oceans, and like they don't make that much, honestly, and I think like they cost a lot. Like I remember I looked up the budget for like Oceans, and that was like 80 million, and they barely make their money back. So it's good on Disney to keep up with these just for the sake of preservation and just to show off the environment. And of course, like with Disney, and they have this kind of budget. With Bears, just to keep it short, it's bears in Alaska, and you follow this mama bear and her two cubs. Mama's name is Sky, and her two cubs, Amber and Scout. And they just come out of hibernation, and they try to survive until the salmon come back for the salmon come upstream. But the whole thing's voiced by John C. Reilly, which between this and Wreck-It Ralph, I really like John C. Reilly as a voiceover, a voice for his voice appearances. I haven't seen that much on screen. I haven't seen him in stuff like Step Brothers, and like the only time I really saw him on screen was probably last was Anchorman 2. And even then, that was mostly funny just because they kept going, "It's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson!" And that was probably more funny than like whatever he actually had to do in that as that role. But like he has this very welcoming very welcoming, playful tone of voice that carries over from like Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph, like he made that movie really work for him, especially with that last, like at the very end, the last lines, and she really made that emotion sell. And even here, like even though he made some sort of obviously cliche jokes about like, "Oh, that bear's fat, he looks like my dad had when he's watching the TV," or just like, these wacky road trip Mad Libs or riff type stuff. It's good. He's this one's less on the educational side, but ultimately, like, again, how much can you learn besides bears? Like, okay, well, besides the narration, what do you have? The narration. Some like, cutesy bear stuff. The bear cubs are adorable. They really are. They're like, everyone, like, the five of us in the audience are all going, "Aw, the bear cubs," and they're playing around, and the bear's like, he's all alone and stranded. Oh, he's carrying around, he has his claw trapped in a clamshell, and he's carrying it around, and you have John C. Reilly sort of riffing on like whatever the bear's having going on in his head, and it's adorable. And I probably sound like I'm being condescending and sarcastic, and I'm trying not to be. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to sort of play up that part. But it actually is really adorable and sweet, and actually kind of funny. But besides that, what do you have? Of course, you have pretty outrageous, gorgeous cinematography of the Alaskan wilderness. Like at the like 5 minutes in, you have this great shot of this gigantic avalanche that just doesn't seem to stop, and you have these great wide helicopter shots and these closer shots and tracking shots of just the avalanche keeps going down and down and down and just never stops. And of course, and you have these great, this beautiful lush and colorful shots of these meadows and these flowers that are just finally blooming, and fast, in sped up time, these shots of waters filling up these mud flats and everything, and it's gorgeous to see as they've edited together. Yeah, there, and of course you have these great slow motion shots of the bears jumping into water and grabbing the salmon. It's beautiful to watch. I'm always happy to support nature, like these kinds of documentaries that Disney doesn't really get that much money out of, because again they're really costly, and this one did the worst for some reason, other than I don't know, bears. It's just bears. I mean, it doesn't have the same appeal as chimpanzee, I guess. Well, maybe because bears are scary. Because there's actually a lot of like bear fights in this movie, which I'm surprised. Well, it is a movie about bears. I mean, but you have these great shots of these slow-mo shots where one bear, because they have these sort of side character bears, and they have this sort of mini rivalry going on. So you have one bear going "Grah!" and the other bear going "Ah! Grah!" and like they keep fighting. It's cool, and it's fun a lot. It's fun to watch. Again, this movie's only like an hour and 20 minutes long, though it's kind of slow. But maybe that's just me being like, sort of a teenage guy has like work to do and just wanted to get out. And this movie's kind of slow, even though it's barely an 80-minute movie. But yeah, there's always good stuff in it. You learn a little bit out of it. You get a lot of beautiful cinematography. You get to appreciate nature in its own way, and that's all I got. Yeah, we got the shortest movie aftermath ever. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of us all.